First of all, I would like to present some of my reflections on these terms: pluralism, national integration, communal harmony, and then we will see these terms in context with India, and then I'll give the position of Islam. I'll go very fast. A small paper, working paper, is in the souvenir. I hope you will benefit from it. As far as pluralism is concerned, it's referred to as a theory where reality is considered as a perception where we are looking into trying to approach reality and understand reality through many ways. And cultural pluralism is a quality, or you can say a state of being, where we see the existence of many cultures and many civilizations and how they are interacting with each other. From philosophical point of view, if you look into, it is a doctrine of multiplicity as opposed to doctrine of unity and doctrine of duality. Now, epistemologically, it is a means of approaching the truth through different ways. So this is more related to relativism, pragmatism, and theories like this. Then we have national integration. It is a perception of single national identity where we have multiplicity and diversity of religions, races, languages, and many other ethnic differences, and how we are trying to protect national integration and promote national integration despite of the fact that we are in living in various diverse communities. Communal harmony is a love and respect for all religions, all languages, people of all cultures and traditions, and it is something like building love and respect for communal harmony. Now, if we look into these terms in context with India, we find that India, since ages, is a home of various religions, cultures, and civilization. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, and many other religions, as well as we have many languages and many ethnicities, many differences. These concepts that we talk about, pluralism, national integration, communal harmony, how these concepts we can incorporate to make the heritage of India of diversity more healthier and stabler and stronger is a very important challenge. Now, in context with India, in this situation, we find that communalism is one of the biggest threats for national integration, for communal harmony. This problem of communalism can be traced back to British India, but as we have listened to the earlier leaders here, the speakers in the first inaugural session, we cannot simply put all the blame on the Britishers and keep quiet and get exploited by the politically motivated political leaders. It is a high time for the Muslim communities, Hindu community, and all other communities here to be educated and politically conscious enough to protect our own identities, which go to our religion, as well as the important identity as one, that is the national identity. How we can protect national identity and how we can promote communal harmony is a challenge for all the communities here, and it is, we have seen the communal riots, the communal problems, bloodshed, demolition of sacred places. All these have only given us, have not given any benefits to us. They have given only problems and multiplicity of problems. What we need now is not to get exploited by the communal elements surrounded us, whether they are in the communities or whether they are in the power. We need to be conscious about these things. I have closely observed that in India, in Hyderabad, in old city, I'm coming from Hyderabad, and in Hyderabad is in the south. It is a twin capital of Andhra and Telangana. And in Hyderabad, the old city is a city which often suffers from communal riots. Now, in this city, since last few years, we find that some NGOs, non-governmental organizations, are working very hard, practically, how to bring communal harmony among all the communities living in the old city, especially the Hindu community and the Muslim community. These are the two important communities living in the old city of Hyderabad. Now, here, what we have seen is that these NGOs are giving training to some of the women and men leaders, and these people, they have all the data, they have all the statistics of the location of all areas there in Old City, and with all these data collection, they are conscious about what problems these people are facing, which community is facing what kind of problems, and how they can really help and try to overcome these problems. And they help each other in such a way that we find the Hindu women and Muslim women helping each other in all their practical problems of life. Even in small economic problems, if they can really solve some of their problems, they go and meet each other and they try to help each other. And this is how they are building national integration feelings of communal harmony they build. And this is going on in a very small scale. I have personally visited them, talked to their leaders, and felt so happy to see that they are, both these community people, they are trying to take care of each other in all their practical day-to-day life. When the problems of communal rights, communal disturbances, when they see that, they try to help each other in such a way that the Hindus are helping the Muslims and the Muslims are helping the Hindus. This is what we need, and this is the feeling they are developing. I just want to suggest here that in my small presentation, that this initiative that Banaras Hindu University and SIO, they have taken to organize this conference, it should have its follow-up, like not only at seminars and conferences levels, but we need to establish some NGOs, non-governmental organizations, at different levels on various issues, where we should, I think, try to motivate our young generation from Hindu and Muslim communities to work together on different issues. This is one of the important suggestions that I wanted to present in my humble presentation here. That we have many problems, we have common problems. Both these communities are facing some common problems, like education, and economic problems. And also, if you don't mind, I may also refer to the problem of cleanliness. This is also one of the important problems that we are facing in many countries, not only in India, but in many countries, including India. And I think that if we focus, for instance, if we make small groups of students and also all others who are interested to join on this common issue, we can all work together to improve our conditions, our cleanliness, how to improve the culture of cleanliness here is also one of the important issues. And also on women issues, their literacy rate, their educational and political consciousness, all these are very important and vital issues. Why not we from this conference get some kind of an inspiration to go ahead and make some kind of groups through which we Hindus and Muslims should work together. This unity, if we show this unity, that how we can cooperate with each other, we will learn many things. And gradually, the feelings, the communal feelings will go away, and we can get together and come up with our national identity, that we are working for the unity of India, for the integrity of India. This is, I think, one of the important suggestions that I wanted to give here. Because as I have seen there in the old city in Hyderabad, they are working on these issues. When there is communal disturbances, the problems of women get multiplied, and how some of the organizations are focusing on these issues, that how women should be protected in these communal life. They should not become targets of these communalism. So this is not a problem which is peculiar to one city, but this is a problem throughout India, all over India, one of the important problems also. Same goes with the rural development here. If we get exploited by the politically motivated groups, we cannot really achieve communal harmony and national integration. If we stand here only to give lectures on communal harmony and national integration, nothing concrete we can achieve. Now it is the time to work, I think, this is my humble understanding, to work at two platforms. One is intellectual, another is practical. Intellectual is to clarify the misconceptions. I think in the inaugural session we have today, we have the Hindu sons as well as one of the Muslim leaders here who have presented some of the elements and the principles of these religions, mainly Islam and Hinduism, where we do not find any problems, any element of communalism, the communal hatred and hatred speech of hatred. What we find is they are talking about the differences, there are differences of opinions, there are differences in religions, there are differences in languages. All these differences are like the different flowers in one garden. These are all the flowers in one bouquet. And India is a bouquet where you have different identities, different cultural, civilizational, and racial or lingual identities. But the identity which brings us together is the national identity. And this is possible if we really become conscious of the communal problems. Communal challenges are the biggest challenges which are threatening and challenging the national integration of India. We hear Iqbal saying, was that मजहब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना, मजहब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना, हिंदी है हम वतन है सारा जहां हमारा. This is what we need to understand, that how we can work together. It does not, however, mean that we are making some kind of dilutions in our religions. We are not doing that. We have to make sure of one thing, that when we are talking about communal harmony, when we are talking about national integration, we are not diluting our own religious or civilizational identities. They are there. But at the same time, we have to understand that religions do not teach hatred, do not teach communalism, do not teach hate language. So it is very important that as far as Islam is concerned, it's a very, very commonly quoted verse from the Quran, La ikraha fid din. La ikraha fid din. No compulsion in religion. Islam is totally against imposition and terrorism. Any kind of imposition, any kind of injustice is not tolerated in Islam. Now here, what we understand by justice is a social justice. We need to give justice to all the communities living under one political and national boundary. This is very important. We have to understand that our political leaders during British colonialism, if there were Hindu political leaders, there are also Muslim political leaders who fought for the independence of the country. We cannot forget the great contribution of Abul Kalam Azad, for instance. Congress, Indian National Congress, would have disunited several times during British colonialism itself if Azad would not have given his own contribution there, would not have given many sacrifices there to adjust and to make compromises between these communities. We talk so much about independence and our leaders, but we forget that how much sincerity and how much dedication and commitment was there for the sake of national integration, independence, and development for the country. These are the values that we need to understand, and these values are important and relevant in all religions, including Islam. So what we need to, I think, here in this talk, I wanted to say is, yeah, these are the philosophies. We talk about pluralism, we talk about national integration and communal harmony, but when it comes to the realities, we find that this is threatened by communal elements, and we need to be careful about it. And for that, I think this is a very important ice-breaking event which has taken place here in this university, jointly organized by Student Islamic Organization. And I'm very happy and I'm very much impressed to see that these brothers, they have taken serious interest, and they are even cited in some of the papers that how they are working for the national integration. So with these words, I would like to close my small presentation, that if we really want to go for practically establishing this concept, communal harmony, it is important for us to get clarified our concepts as well as do many works, involve ourselves in many practical endeavors so that we may really think of, so that we may materialize and operationalize these concepts, communal harmony and national integration. Thank you very much.